the post game. I'm your host Davion, and I'm joined by Lillian,
What's up?
and I'm joined by David.
Ew.
How we doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Tired off the CFA, about to talk some ball.
Today we are back with another installment of our Let's Talk Basketball series. Before we get started, today we're talking about the Washington Wizards. First off, we would like to thank everybody for listening to the past ones. They've been doing really well on the channel, and if you ever hear something that you don't like, please comment. Let us know. We love seeing your feedback and hearing you guys question us and our opinions. And that's what it's for. I mean, it's here. We have dialogue, and we respond to every single comment. So if you ever
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. The big one, subscribe, because I think it was like 94% of people who have been watching our Let's Talk Basketball series have not been subscribed. So subscribe. Thank you. Moving on. So we are talking about the Washington Wizards today. As we start all of these, highs and lows, everybody, from about the Washington Wizards.
Highs, young core, other than Bradley Beal, of course, but young team, solid future, good leader in Bradley Beal. Low, you're paying Bradley Beal $50 million a year, and you have some injury issues with Porzingis.
So is this a play-in / playoff team or no?
It's a play-in team, not playoff though.
David?
It's hard to say. Because the Wizards, I mean, on paper, I'll say probably a good 7 seed to 8 seed. But real life though, I'll say probably realistically at least a 9 seed at highest. That lowest probably 12.
Yeah, where they were last season at 35 and 47. I'm sitting right there with you, David. I think they'll probably end up 10, 11, 12 in that gap. But I think Detroit and the Magic are both going to probably jump up to higher than the bottom of the league than they were last season. And so I think I think the East will really shift a little bit towards at the bottom anyway. The bottom half will shift a lot. Just because I think there'll be a lot of new things and different people playing. So the Washington Wizards, Lillian, you hit on this for 2 seconds. Bradley Beal, he just signed a $250 million 5-year deal. How do you feel about that contract, David?
As a Wizards GM, I would say that's acceptable because who else do you have to pay that's going to average 30, that's going to lead the team, that's going to just actually produce and actually make it look relevant? But on a normal team, would I give him a 250 max? No, but I'll give him. He's a superstar. I mean, not a superstar. He's a star. I'll say that. So I'll give him around at least 200. Something to make him acceptable. I mean, not acceptable, but pleasure for him.
Mm-hmm.
But as a Wizards, yeah, I'll give him the supermax. He proved himself. Just like John Wall with the Wizards, he proved himself. You see that he can ball. He earned the money for that organization. And the other team, he will earn the money, the 200 max.
So, David, you make a really, really valid point that I haven't really thought about and I haven't really looked at. But you said it. You said it perfectly. You said for the Wizards, for that organization, because look, if we look at their whole their roster right now, there is nobody else that they're going to have to pay that much money to. And so throwing it to John Wall, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it, because I mean, I'm all about get your money, do you, whatever. But at the same time, it's he, and I think Lillian wants to hit on his accomplishments over the past couple over his career over the past 10 years. Because right now he only played 40 games last season. He averaged 23 points last year. I mean, he's your leading scorer because there's no one else to score for the Washington Wizards. Kyle Kuzma didn't really take over or take off the way he needed to last season. Porzingis is always hurt. And like this team is just, I mean, it's David, like you said, it's very young, but there's not really much to be happy about when you look at this team.
Yeah, so looking at the whole contract situation with Bradley Beal, you said I was going to touch on his accomplishments, and I am. I mean, you're looking at a contract that's pretty similar to Jokic's, and Jokic is a back-to-back MVP, making just a little more than Bradley Beal, who's been All-NBA once in his career and has playing, I think, 3 or 4 more seasons, has been an All-Star one last time as well. So it makes me wonder, why is Washington paying Bradley Beal all this money when you could save money on Bradley Beal and then go get somebody else to supplement him?
Look at the situation with the Hornets, what they did with Kemba. This basically, Bradley Beal is like the Hornets Kemba Walker at that time.
I mean, you're so right. You completely are right. But from the perspective of it not being a bias because it's Washington, because they have nobody else, and because he's their superstar, and because he's been there for 10 years, like if you take that out, like you said, David, like does he deserve that 255-year deal for another team?
But like I said, 200 max. He proved himself in the league. Like, been an all-star, I think, twice. Like, he had proved himself in the league.
I get it. So, do you think he can really dominate and this next season and like really take over next year?
Like, actually, like, lead them to something?
Yes. Like you remember when Westbrook came and like led them with a triple, like averaging triple-double or whatever? Can he do that this season?
So, every team that's been successful, they always have a slightly number 2 piece that can fill in that other role. So take all the pressure off the main person. So I just feel like the Wizards, they're legit like one step away. Like with John Wall and Brad Beal, you saw it was back-to-back playoffs and whatever. I feel like he just need that one person. I feel like it's a big man he need. He don't need no scorer. He need defense. He need a big man to actually just be a big man. I feel like that will take him over the hump.
And do you think
won't call him overrated and actually see his true talent?
I mean, do you think that will help his and do you think them adding one really true big man would like get this team going?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's all they're missing because they have shooters, they have scorers, they have a bench. Like, they just really missing that big man presence.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. Okay, well, they don't have that much of a bench. Yes, they have young talent that can be good when it comes to. I mean, when it comes to like development and years and stuff, but I don't think they have anything to scream about. I mean, Kyle Kuzma averaged 17 last season, yes, but like I don't think he's much to who and how about. I mean, do you think Kyle Kuzma is somebody that we should really like we're underestimating right now?
Yeah, because really, all his years he been behind. Well, all his main season been behind LeBron. Dude's still very, very young, and he can ball. Like he just put up 17. This is first year by himself. Well, his first year by himself, like that he didn't have to be behind a real star. And like you said, Brad Beal got injured. 17 for just his first time kind of leading the team because he's like the leading scorer if Brad Beal's out. Yeah, that's actually perfect. I feel like he'll take another jump to like 20 points per game. If he had his own team, put him on like, I'll say just any other team, like where he can be the leading scorer and where he can be like the face. I feel like, yeah, a 20, 23 point per game. I mean, Kuzma, he's like that. He's like that. He's just been behind star power all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Kuzma last year we saw him in a system that really fits his play style. He averaged a career high in rebounds and assists. He's averaging 17 a game. I would expect that to jump up even more, like David said, to probably around 20. I mean, 20 and 10 for Kuzma would not be unexpected.
What you think, Davion?
I mean, I'm not. I don't disagree with that statement. I don't think it's unachievable for him. But like when I look at this team and when I look at their players, it's like things that we saying, the things that y'all are saying about these teams is like, hey, I expect Kuzma to. I mean, Kuzma can get 20 plus points, yes, or Bradley Beal can lead this team, maybe. Like, I think we have to really figure out and find like. I think there needs to be. What's the word I'm trying to say? Like, I'm one of those show me what you can do, and then I'll comment on what you do. And so if Kuzma and Bradley Beal this season can take over, not even take over, but if they get their team into the playoffs next year, I will come back next year time because we're gonna do this again next year, and I will say that I was wrong.
All right, here's what I'll say. You can clip this out. You can post on Instagram, whatever. Kyle Kuzma will average 20 points and 10 rebounds this season.
I agree. That's only if Porzingis doesn't, go back to the Porzingis.
Yeah, I mean, unless Porzingis decides to actually play like a big man, Kyle Kuzma is averaging 20 and 10. I don't think Porzingis acts like a big man this year.
I mean, he's never like truly played like a big man. So I think that's like a lot to expect out of him.
I think that's Porzingis hate, but carry on.
No. Okay, so you say that. I have loved Porzingis. Like I truly think he's like a talented player, and I think he's really gifted. And that like whenever he came into the league, I was like, I like because I love the Nikola Jokic's, the Kristaps Porzingis. I love that big man who can shoot that thing and pass it when he needs to as well. But granted, Nikola is a lot better than Porzingis, but no, there's no hate from me at all when it comes to that at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love Porzingis, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's a 7'3" stretch 4, and has some availability issues the past few seasons.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, I don't know who originally said this, but like availability, that's the best ability.
yes, it is. And with that point, like I was texting somebody about a player. I was responding to somebody on the podcast, and they were talking about it might have been John Collins, actually. It was John Collins. And they were saying how like even though he plays through injuries and stuff like that, and my number one thing is like if you're on the court or if you're on the field or whatever sport you're doing, like if you're playing, I don't want to hear any excuses about how you're hurt. I just don't. If you're hurt and it affects your play, then why are you playing exactly? And that's just my opinion. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know what I think. I don't think this team is going to make the playoffs next year. That's my take.
So what? Hold on. You never asked. I never asked, or you never asked yourself what seed highest you think? Or the
no, I said they'll be 10, 11, or 12 in that gap. Maybe even 13.
You don't even think 8 seed at least?
No.
The East is so strong, man.
I mean, look, the East is like the first half of the East is like so top heavy. Like listen to the play or the seeding from last year. Miami was 1, Boston was 2, the Bucks were 3, 76ers were 4, Raptors were 5, Bulls were 6, Brooklyn Nets were 7, and they had a terrible season. The Hawks were 8. I think they may drop to 9 next year. Cleveland, Hornets, Knicks, and then Wizards.
Wait. I know we're not talking about the Hawks. But whoa, I know you didn't say they were gonna drop. Like, whoa. Did y'all do a Hawks podcast already? Because I want to say so.
It was the one that we were on last week.
Yeah.
Go ahead, comment on the Hawks.
you don't think they'll improve after adding DeJounte Murray, after the draft, after
And you
oh,
think they will?
Atlanta is deadly, bro.
So
They're
what do
not
you think?
contenders yet, but they're deadly.
Okay. Interesting take. But we shall see. Anywho, back to the Washington Wizards. I think we've all like come to the assumption that realistically they're not gonna really put up a fight in the East next year. And so I mean that's my take on it. Any final thoughts that y'all have on the Wizards?
I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm excited to watch Johnny Davis. I think he could be a good point guard for the Wizards. And I do hope that they utilize Vernon Carey, who they got in the trade last year with the Hornets.
Blue Devils.
But, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's just the East is so stacked that it's hard for a team that even has, like, solid all-around players to do anything without a true superstar.
David?
I'm really excited to watch my boy Monte Morris. I've been seeing him striving like behind with that backup role. Now the Wizards, they don't have no true point guard, but now Monte has got traded to the team from the Nuggets. Feel like he'll have a breakout season. Also, Will Barton. I always respected his game.
I agree.
He's a good defender. Shoot that thing. I'm just happy to see them off a team where they can, enhance and just improve in their role.
For sure. But yeah, well, if you made it to this far, we appreciate you for listening. The Washington Wizards is they're an interesting one for next season. But yeah, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. Lillian and David, appreciate y'all for joining today. And yeah, this has been the post game. Peace.